Hi, I'm Kurek, author of the international best-selling book, How Would Love Respond, and the creator and founder of the Roadmap to Rich live workshop program. By far the most powerful, life transformational workshop you'll ever attend. And on today's vlog, what we're going to talk about, well, it's those people in your life that just know how to get under your skin and push your buttons. Do you have anybody in your life that they just know how to push your buttons to get you to feel frustrated or angry or set you off? Everybody has something like that. Matter of fact, the reason I know everybody has something like that is because who is by far the #1 button pusher on the planet? What is that person's name? It's pretty much the same for all of us. That person's name is called Mom. Mom, by far, is the #1 button pusher on the planet. And why is Mom the #1 button pusher on the planet? Well, because, Mom created all your buttons, and so she knows where all of them are. And spiritually, it's her job to push them. And that's what we're going to talk about today, is that the way that you get rid of all the button pushes in your life is a simple phrase called, it's actually a word, called perception. Is you shift your perception, and because once you shift your perception about what a button pusher is, you'll have a whole new concept of who they are and what they're doing in your life and why it's great to actually have button pushers in your life. And the reason I say that is because the button pushers of your life in reality are your spiritual guides. Yeah, I know that's not what you're really expecting to hear, but they're your spiritual guides. They're the people who are here to show you where you still need to evolve. See, because when you work on that area of your life, that's bothering you, once they push that button, it won't bother you anymore because that's not an issue for you anymore. Does that make sense? So they're just pointing you out where is the flaw or the weak spot in your armor. And so we should be grateful for that, because without them pointing it out, we wouldn't probably even realize that we had a weak spot there. But once we do see where the weak spot is, now we have the opportunity to work on ourselves. And remember, the most powerful, the most valuable investment you can ever make is the investment in your own personal development. And personal development isn't about motivation, and it's not about, positive thinking. Those are great tools. Yet personal development really means is to develop your person into being a more evolved, more developed version of yourself. And that more developed version of yourself, that higher level version of yourself, that person that you become will automatically do things differently than you used to do. Think ways differently than you used to think, produce things different than you never produced. You'll produce results you never had before, and a lot of those things will actually be easier because the new evolved version of yourself figures out the easier way to do it and an easier way to get through life with less conflict and more joy and fulfillment and much better results. There used to be a time in my life in which I used to think all wealthy people were jerks and greedy and idiots. Not idiots because they were stupid, but just idiots the way they treated people, and certainly the way they treated me, because that was kind of the experience in my youth that I had with wealthy people, and so that helped form my perception of wealth and wealthy people. But since then, I have met so many wonderful, amazing, grateful, gracious, charitable, giving people who are wealthy, and it's changed my whole perception of them. Because again, is in the law of nature, the law of universe, there's a law of polarity. And that says that everything has to have opposite sides to it. So you can't have a good without a bad, you can't have a left without a right, you can't have a top without a bottom. So it means everything has opposite sides to it. So that actually means that yes, there are not so good people in life who are wealthy, and there's great people who are wealthy. And by the way, there's a lot of not so good people who are poor, But the media doesn't really want to tell you about those people because they're so common that it's not even a news story, right? But let's talk about the wealthy people who are ripping people off, who are greedy. Why? Because, well, that's drama, and people love their drama. The news isn't real. It's only an interpreted perception of part of this story, and it's sensationalized because it's dramatized because people love their drama. But that's, if you watch that, your life becomes just like that. So the thing is, we have to change our perception, and when we change our perception, we change our reality of the world, our world. And when we change that, we're going to change how we participate in it. And so as I was saying with wealth, you know, I used to think also not only were wealthy people greedy and in a certain way, but they also pushed my buttons. You know, because they got to have a life I didn't get to have, and it was easy for them, and I got to work, and who do you think you are? And guess what? I used to also think that wealth was hard to create. And people kept telling me, wealthy people, by the way, good wealthy people, kept telling me that wealth is a mindset. And I said, wealth is a mindset? Well, that's easy for you. You got money. Of course you can think that way. And they said, no, once you change the way you're thinking, change your perception, you'll change your reality and you'll start becoming wealthy. And so, you know, I did that, and I found out that they were right. Wealth is easy to create. And also, as those people who were pushing my buttons, a lot of them who were pushing my button, well, matter of fact, all of them who were pushing my buttons, they were all pushing on an area that I needed to develop myself in, as we all do. And that's why mom's the #1 button pusher, is because spiritually her job is, because remember she gave birth to you, is to help you become the best person you can be and have the best life possible. Because that's why she gave you birth. She wanted you to have a great life, the best life. And the only way you can do that is to keep evolving yourself. Keep developing yourself. Because remember, the natural order of the universe is for everything in the universe to seek to reach its highest potential, to evolve. Charles Darwin said that it's not the strongest of the species that will survive, nor the most intelligent. It's the ones who are most able to adapt, which means to evolve, right? And so everything in the universe is seeking to express its growth, its evolution. It's working on that all the time. Growth is always happening. And so those button pushers, when we start to look at them as our spiritual guides, and instead of getting angry, we get grateful and thank them. Thanks for letting me know where I still need to evolve. First, they're probably going to stop trying to push the button because they realized maybe they're not getting the result out of you. Like maybe they were trying to wind you up and get you to feel bad or get angry. But when you don't, instead you turn around and you, well, get grateful and you thank them for it. I don't know if that got them the result they were looking for. Now, was it? Is it? So the thing is that look at them in a different way. Change your perception of it and go, you know what? Great, thanks for pointing it out to me, and then go work on that area. Because like I said earlier in the video, is once you work on that area of your life where the button was being pushed and you get strong in that area, the button will no longer work. I hope this was of real value to you. Please leave some comments below the video. I love hearing and reading all the comments. Also, if there's anything else you want me to work on, topics that you want me to work on, please leave that in the comment section below. And also check out our new workshop. There'll be a link below this video, which is called the Roadmap to Rich. Like I said in the beginning of the video, by far the most life transformational, powerful event you'll ever go to, ever attend, because my job in life is not to teach you content. And that's not what I'm here for. My job is to help you create real, lasting change in your life. And that's what this event is all about. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Until I do, have a most outstanding day.